Hi YouTube, welcome back to the vlog and welcome to New York, my favourite city. No matter how many times I've been here, it will forever be my favourite. This trip is extra exciting because we flew from Chicago and landed in LaGuardia for the first time, which gave us this insane view of the skyline. Why did nobody ever tell me about this? And no big deal, but we kinda got engaged here too. So yeah. This vlog kinda is a big deal. After we landed, obviously the only logical thing to do was to get pizza. Because you cannot be in New York for more than like 30 minutes without having a slice in your hand. And then we were headed straight to Times Square, which I know is chaotic and touristy and kind of ridiculous, but I love it. It's loud, it's bright, it smells like street pretzels and LED lights, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We ended the night with a nice romantic dinner at a place with suspicious amounts of breadsticks and twinkly lights. You can probably guess. YouTube, welcome back to our channel. We have just arrived in New York! Been to New York before. We came in the November of 2023 with my mum and Alex's family, but we are back and guys, this is the last stop on our trip. It makes me so sad. We are heading home. We're gonna be home just before Easter. By the time you guys are watching this, it's probably gonna be long past Easter, but it is what it is. Yeah, let me give you guys a quick room tour. We've already been out, but I'm gonna put that in before this. So you'll see once we get back. And this is the room, this is the bathroom. I've just had a shower, obviously. Alex has very kindly opened up all the suitcases and he's gonna go have a shower, aren't you? And then this is the bed. It's very cute. Reference, we're staying in Sonder Flatiron, which we are obsessed with Sonders. We have stayed at quite a few while we've been in the US, and they are international now, so you can stay in them around the world. What I will say about Sonder, however, beautiful properties, beautiful everything. This place is really nice. I would probably say this is the worst Sonder we stayed in though, but it's still nice and it's so central, so like, but we stayed in a Sonder before in New York, which was Sonder the Dutch, and it was a lot nicer than this, and I would recommend that. It is in Queens, however, but it only took like 10 minutes to get into cities, and it was a lot cheaper than this place was, so I'd recommend. There was also a really beautiful one that we stayed in while we were in Miami, and if you go and check out that vlog, you'll see it there, and the property was stunning, so would recommend that. The next morning, we got up and jumped straight on the subway because let's be honest, the subway is the best way to get around the city. It's fast, it's chaotic in the best way, and you kind of figure it out. It makes you feel like a true New Yorker, or at least you're trying really hard to be one. We headed downtown to catch the Staten Island ferry, which is seriously one of our favourite free things to do in New York. If you've never done it, here's the deal. You hop on the ferry, cruise across the harbour to Staten Island, get off, loop around in the terminal, and then jump right back on the return trip. And it's completely free. The views of the Statue of Liberty and Manhattan skyline are so good. It's basically a free harbour tour without the tourist price tag. Now here's a top tip. Make sure you watch out for the scammers outside of the Staten Island ferry. The ferry is completely free and you will see the Statue of Liberty pretty closely. Now, obviously, if you want to get right up in her business, you do need to pay, but if you just want to get a little glimpse, this is the way to go. Now, here's the real reason we headed over to Staten Island, aside from the epic views, was for something very important. The Staten Island Starbucks mug. I collect the mugs from all of their city collections, and this is the newest release. Staten Island finally got its moment. From here, we made our way over to New Jersey, specifically Hoboken, which is honestly one of our favourite little getaways just outside of the city. And fun facts, at this point, we've officially tried 4 of the ways from New York to New Jersey. There's the good old Uber, reliable but risky in traffic and can be pretty pricey. the PATH train, surprisingly quick and cheap, and New Jersey Transit bus, honestly underrated. And yes, a boat. We took a boat this time and it was a good experience. Honestly, if you're hopping through states, why not do it in a little style? We made our way across the water again and headed over to Chelsea Market, which was one of those classic New York spots that you just have to check out. It's basically just a massive indoor market filled with amazing food, little shops, and enough snacks to keep you accidentally full for the rest of the day. You can wander through everything from fresh seafood to tacos to the cutest little bookstores. It's got the perfect mix of cozy and chaotic. We hopped on some city bikes and made our way up to the Hudson Yards to check out the vessel. You know, that giant honeycomb looking structure that looks like it's from the future? Even just walking around the area has such a cool vibe. One of the highlights of this trip was heading up to the Bronx to watch the Yankees play a game at the Yankee Stadium, which was such a cool experience. We jumped on the train, super easy ride, and made it in time to grab some snacks and soak it all in. Don't worry, we also managed to grab the Starbucks mug here too. The stadium itself is massive, and there's something iconic about a Yankees game. Even if you don't know all the rules, the energy is amazing. For anyone who doesn't know much about them, like me before this trip, the New York Yankees are one of the most famous baseball teams in the world. They've won more World Series titles than any other team, 27, which is wild, and their fan base is serious. The crowd was so into it, and the Yankees pulled off a win that night, which was so fun. And fun fact, while we were in the US, we ended up going to a total of 4 different games: baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. And somehow, every single home team we supported won. So basically we're just like Lucky Charms now. Just saying. There is something so beautiful about watching the sunset over the stadium. And of course we had to get some hot dogs because there's nothing more iconic. If you're in New York, I would definitely recommend you checking out a Yankees game. And by the way, the tickets are so cheap. Now don't get me wrong, we're not in prime seating, but it's still a pretty good view. After the game, we made it through the absolute chaos of the crowds, squeezed back onto the train like true pros, and eventually made our way back into Manhattan, completely exhausted and ready to collapse into bed. A full-on day in New York, just the way I like it. Good morning, vlog. It is a rainy day. We are wearing the exact same clothes. Don't come at us, we only have 2 jumpers. Is what it is. The next morning, we were back at it again. This time to go up the iconic Rockefeller Center. We were headed to the top of the Rock. Out of all the observation decks in New York, and we've tried most of them, this is probably my favourite. There's something about the view up here. We've always got the Empire State Building perfectly framed on one side and Central Park stretching out on the other. It's the classic NYC skyline all around you. It's so iconic. Getting up there is super smooth. You can buy a timed entry ticket online. You'll skip at least half of the line. Check in at the main entrance and ride the express elevator straight to the top. And pro tip, try and time your visit for sunset so that you get daylight, golden hour, and the city lights in one shot. Unfortunately, we didn't do this. We went for the early morning vibe because we wanted it slightly less busy. Even outside of the holidays, Rockefeller Center is such a fun spot to explore. Of course, it's famous for the Christmas tree and the ice skating rink, but even when it's not decked out for the holidays, there's so much to do and see. We popped into FAO Schwartz's toy store, which feels like stepping into a childhood dream, and then headed over to do something a little different. We got to be in the audience for the Kelly Clarkson Show, which was such a cool experience. So here's the rundown. You have to apply online, and it's this kind of raffle system where you get an email if you're selected. Now, bear in mind, we literally applied online that morning and we got tickets for the afternoon, but I really do think it depends who the guests are because it's all totally random. This is the second time that we've been to one of these shows. We also went and saw Jimmy Kimmel in LA. One of the absolute best things about New York is the food. There's something amazing around every corner, no matter what you're craving. One night we grabbed Wagamama's for dinner because sometimes you just feel like a good noodle bowl, followed by some incredible gelato on the walk back to our hotel. Today we are out at breakfast. Got our water that is warm.
Is it?
Yep. I might ask for a cup of ice. I need the ice, guys. And yeah, it is pretty chilly today. Pretty chilly. Just making our way over to Central Park. We're dressed all pretty, but it's freezing cold. We're going to take photos. Is such a cool escape right in the middle of the city. You're surrounded by nature, but the skyline is always just in view. Since it was spring here, the park was in full bloom with flowers and cherry blossoms. It honestly couldn't have been prettier and was the perfect place to take photos. Has arrived. Look how grey and cloudy it's been today. Been waiting for the sun, haven't we, Alex? Oh, very close to your face indeed. Hello. We haven't really vlogged much today because we've been a little busy getting engaged. I actually can't. So we got engaged in Central Park today. I'm gonna make a video talking about us calling our parents, and I'll talk more about it in there because we haven't got any of the photos or anything back. But here's the ring for now. So we're officially engaged. It happened right here in Central Park around midday and in this perfect little spot. Afterwards we headed over to the boathouse to soak it all in and have some lunch. When we got back to the hotel, there were these flowers waiting for me, which Alex had sneakily arranged in advance. And as if the day couldn't get any better, he surprised me with tickets to go see the Book of Mormon on Broadway that evening. I really wanted to see a show, and it was so funny and actually such a fun vibe. We ended the night wandering through Times Square, because obviously I needed a few photos of the ring at night under the lights. And honestly, it was so cute and the perfect way to end the day. We are running out our place this morning, looking a little bit exhausted. It's 5 a.m, 6 a.m. We woke up at 5 a.m. We are going to the Brooklyn Bridge. We were going to take subways there, but we've decided to just get an Uber. So we're running. Next morning we decided to do the classic, sunrise at Brooklyn Bridge. It's super popular for a reason, and once you're up there, you can see why. We took an Uber over to the Brooklyn side and walked up so that we could get that beautiful view of the city as the sun started coming up. The light was soft, the skyline looked dreamy, and even though we were a little sleepy, it was so worth it. Just one of those classic New York moments that feels magical. Have just been walking around in Brooklyn in the Dumbo area. We've been here before, so it's quite nice to just have a little wander. We kind of know what we're seeing. Just kind of calling people and telling them that we got engaged. So yeah. After the sunrise, we took some time wandering around Dumbo, which is one of the cutest little neighborhoods in Brooklyn. Cobblestone streets and amazing views of the bridges. We grabbed some breakfast and sat around for a while. It was then time to head back over to New Jersey, this time by bus, just completing our collection of crossing the river transport options. if we mentioned the other day that we went to the Kelly Clarkson Show and we got given $100 gift cards to go to Walmart. So each it's $200. So we're gonna go to Walmart and we're gonna pick out whatever we want for $200 because we might as well, because we're leaving tomorrow, so might as well use it. So we caught the bus over to New Jersey because that's the closest Walmart. Wasn't too expensive, so that's nice. But a bit of a trek, to be totally honest. We walked away with an array of different things and maybe a few too many shopping bags before making our way back to Manhattan. We ended up back at the Rockefeller Center, and honestly, it had such a fun summer vibe. It's one of those spots where you can just sit for a while and enjoy the city. Next up, we went to see the iconic Grand Central Station. It's one of those places you've seen in like a million movies, but it feels really impressive in real life. We had a little wander through over to the Chrysler Building and took a look at the stunning Art Deco architecture. After that, we headed over to have dinner at Italy, which we'd heard a lot about. It definitely lived up to the hype. So many delicious Italian options all in one place, and everything was super tasty. Okay, so when we did the thing with the Kelly Clarkson gift cards, this is what we got. This bag, because we needed a bag anyway because we were overweight and we needed an extra bag, so we got this bag. This isn't included, but we did pop into Bath & Body Works and get some, like the beads for scenting, so excited for those. Our main purchase. And now look, I know what you're thinking, this is crazy, why did you buy a bunch of pots? And the truth is, this is a really great brand and it was $30 because the box was a little bit messed up, and we were like, how could we not, you know? It comes with like all this stuff. What a bargain. Currently in there, that's why like I can't show you because the box is currently empty. So yeah, it's all in there. And yeah, we need to pack this room up. Our last day in the city with a late flight ahead, we decided to squeeze one more iconic NYC experience, the Roosevelt Island Tramway. You hop on 2nd Avenue and 59th Street, swipe your Metro card or your bank card, and in 4 minutes, you're soaring 250 feet above the East River. It's the same cost to ride the subway, around $2.75 to $2.90 each way, and it gives you a totally different bird's eye view of the city. They even have these huge panoramic windows. We love seeing the city through a fresh angle, nestled into buildings, feeling like you're just floating above New York. It's a quick, unique ride, and it's both an easy commute and a quick adventure. We wrapped up our last day by doing a little bit more of exploring of 5th Avenue. We've seen it a lot on an earlier trip, but it's one of those streets you never really get tired of. We grabbed lunch at Stardust Diner, and let me tell you, the food here is so good. I had a huge juicy burger and obviously a soda to wash it all down. So how it works here is the servers are also the performers. So every now and then your server might take a break to do a Broadway style performance right at your table.
Tell me more, what's in love at first sight? Tell me more, did you put up a fight?
Okay, quickly back to the Starbucks mugs. In total, we were able to collect quite a haul of Starbucks mugs in just this vlog. Staten Island, New Jersey, Manhattan, the Bronx, New York, Brooklyn, Queens, and New York State. The solid lineup for the collection. Had a really nice dinner at the Stardust Diner. It was so nice, and we are in Times Square one last time to say goodbye. Turn around because there was a bus blocking our view, but this is our last time in Times Square. We are leaving tonight. We have an 11 o'clock flight tonight to take us back to London. And this is our last stop on our trip. For now, going back to real life, there's still possibilities. If you would like to see what we get up to next, because we do have so much planned, as you guys know, we're now engaged. And we also have more trips planned for the rest of the year. So if you guys want to stay tuned, we will be here uploading, and we'll see you there. Bye. Bye.